What's going on, guys? The SSM back again with another video. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a great day so far. And in this video, I want to talk about the top 5 players that the Miami Dolphins should draft in the second round. We're only a couple hours away from rounds 2 and 3 starting, so I wanted to talk about the top 5 guys before I lost the chance to. So if you want my review and personal grade on round 1, what the Dolphins did last night, go ahead and click on the link right here and then come on back to this video. But for right now, let's go ahead and get cracking on my top 5 guys. Now, this is no specific order, just 5 players that I think the Dolphins absolutely need to take a look at, and if they're on the board, should draft. So number 5 for the Dolphins, Jeremiah Usukura Moa, linebacker, hybrid safety from Notre Dame. This guy is a versatile freak defensively. He can do absolutely everything and anything that you want him to do. You can plug him all around the field. If you want him as a box safety, fine. If you want him as a coverage linebacker, fine. If you want to play him man-to-man in the slot, on the outside, as a safety, anywhere that you want to plug him in on defense, he can do that. And I think that really makes a lot of sense for Miami, who loves their versatile defensive players who can do a little bit of everything. It would make a ton of sense to me. Just another piece to even further solidify this defense and make it one of the best units in the entire NFL. I love Jeremiah Usukura Moa, and if he's there at 36, it's a slam dunk pick in my book. All right, number 4, Javonte Williams, running back from North Carolina, one of my favorite running backs in the entire draft. He was almost my number 1 guy until I kind of came to my senses and realized, you know what, Najee Harris is as good as it comes this draft, even though Javonte Williams is incredible. Now, he may last until pick 50. I think that may be a bit of a stretch. But if he's there at 50, slam dunk pick, no questions asked. That's a pick that you run up to the podium and call it good. But you also have to consider if he's there at 36 and so is Usukura Moa, you've got some decisions to make because Javonte Williams is a very, very good running back who might not be there at pick 50. This is a guy who can transform your offense, who can absolutely give you something that the Dolphins have not had in years in a consistent rushing attack. He would make a ton of sense on the Dolphins. I love him, and if he's there at 36, I would heavily consider drafting him. My number 3 guy for the Dolphins to draft in the second round is center Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma, the best center in this class, the one guy that I think the Dolphins should take if they want to complete this offensive line. Makes a ton of sense to me. We are one piece away from this offensive line at least being addressed for the next year or two. Kind of depends on what DJ Fluker does, if we can re-sign him or how he even looks on the field. But I think getting a center is our biggest need right now on the offensive line, and Creed Humphrey is the best in the class. He is good in pass protection, really good in the run game. He can handle the nose tackle solo, and that's the biggest thing I look for out of a center is if you can handle the nose tackle solo without getting shoved around a lot. I love that in a center prospect. I love Creed Humphrey. Think he answers our questions at center if he's there at 36. Maybe at 50, although I don't think that he will be there at 50. I actually mocked him and projected him to the Steelers in my mock draft video at 24, who actually wound up taking Najee Harris. So I think that by 50, there's going to be too many teams in front of the Dolphins that probably would take Creed Humphrey. But that's my number 3 guy that the Dolphins should look at in the second round. Number 2 is safety Andre Cisco. Now, I know a lot of Dolphins fans probably don't think that we need a safety right now. And while that may be true, while our safety core is okay, I don't think it's anything special. They are expensive and they are getting older. And I think it's going to be time relatively soon to move on from those guys and get some fresh faces in that secondary. In my personal opinion, when healthy, Andre Cisco is the best safety in the class. He is a thumper. He is a ball hawk. He is great in coverage. He is good in run support. I mean, he does everything that you want a safety to do. It's just the injuries that are slowing him down, and this is a pretty good safety class. So all of these bigger names, the Trayvon Moe-Riggs, the Javon Hollands, the Richie Grants, those guys are kind of pushing him down the board and making people forget about Andre Cisco a little bit. I think if he's there at 50 or even later at 81, that is a monster upgrade from Miami. If he's healthy, that is the guy for me. I love Andre Cisco, one of my favorite players in the entire draft period. I think that would be a great pick for Miami to even further solidify this secondary unit. All right, my number one guy, and remember, this is not any specific order. These are just 5 guys that I think the Dolphins should pick in the second round. My number 5 guy is Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State. This is a big, mean, scary-ass dude. This guy's nothing to mess around with. He reminds me, for the Dolphins fans who remember when Richie Incognito was here, he reminds me of Richie Incognito, but at tackle. He's just a monster, mean, scary dude, and I love that. He destroys guys in the run game. He is pretty good in the pass game, and he's just a nasty guy. You don't want to face up against him, and he just is such an interesting player. I thought for sure he was going to go earlier in the draft, in the first round, definitely. The fact that like the Las Vegas Raiders passed on him and took Leatherwood instead blew my mind. I did not think that anyone would take Leatherwood above Tevin Jenkins, but the fact that he is here in the second round, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it for Miami. This would be a guy who, once DJ Fluker is gone, which, you know, could be after this year, you never know, and he is a little older, this could be a guy to plug in immediately and could do a lot of really awesome things for the offensive line. And just, you know, he's got that mean streak. He would link up great, I think, with Robert Hunt or Solomon Kinley. Just make this a scary offensive line to face. So those are my top 5 guys that the Dolphins should look to draft in the second round. I want to know who you top 5 are. So if you have a different top 5, if you have different guys that you think we should look at instead, let me know down below in the comment section. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you for all the support. If you like this video, definitely like it and also subscribe to the channel. Those 2 things help grow the channel a ton and mean a bunch to me. So thank you in advance for all the support, guys. I will catch you later tonight to review who the Dolphins take in the second and third round. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you very soon. And as always, fins up.